It's your boy, man. We back with another video. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe. You already know what the whole deal is. Guys, no introduction. Come on, bro. I've been telling these little booties right here, it's just me. It's me. Come on, man. Let's get right to the video. Really, ideally, I'm speaking to the youth, but anyone could be receptive of this information. Guys, be very aware, right? I feel like that's one key component in life. Be very aware of who your circle is. And what I mean by your circle, people that you're very familiar with, people that are constantly in your life, that you share a lot of time with. You know what I'm saying? Excluding your family members. I'm talking about outside of the household. Those that you would consider your friends, those that you might even consider your acquaintances, that sort of deal. You know what I'm saying? Even your colleagues, people that you work with. Be very aware of who you associate yourself with. Just because for those situations in particularly, you're going to be exposed to a lot of biases, a lot of ideals, just a lot of behaviors or mannerisms, and you might adopt it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So ideally, you want to be around the right people. Now, obviously, not all the time you're going to be around the right people. Even from my personal experience in life, I wasn't around the right people all the time. That's just me keeping it 100. That's just me keeping it 100. But at the same time, too, I was always socially aware, and I understood, hey, the key circle should always remain the key circle. Now, those key circles, those are people that, you know, they influence you, they help inspire you, they help encourage you, and they also oftentimes support you. Now, within those traits, you want to also give back to them. So not only that you have people in your circle, but you better hope with that same sort of with those same sort of valuable character traits that you're also gathering and experiencing and exposed to. You're also installing it within yourself, and then you're reciprocating that same sort of energy. You know what I'm saying? So you also want to be encouraging. You also want to be inspiring. You also want to be supportive in that same circle. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, like I said, anyone could be receptive to this video and this message, but honestly, it's really towards the youth, man. For some, I was about to say odd reason, but there's nothing odd about this. I really value just the youth, just because I could just tell the youth is they gravitate towards a lot of things. They absorb a lot and they retain a lot of information. And I've noticed that within certain behaviors and mannerisms and how they kind of just conduct themselves in a rural life setting, you can just kind of tell where it's all kind of trickling from, either from the sort of music that they're listening to or whatever social media outlet that they're really receiving that sort of information. You know what I'm saying? And not every single information is actually good and positive information that they should be retaining. You know what I'm saying? So always be cautious. But like I said, it all boils down to just the amount of social awareness. Now, guys, I know I say that people just be booty. Now, for me, when I say that they're booty, they're just not good. That's typically what it means. Just to kind of simplify it, they're just not good. They're just booty. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my lifetime, I've experienced a lot of guys that were just simply just booty. You know what I'm saying? And there was times where I was low key kind of booty. You know what I'm saying? But within pretty much adjusting within experiencing those experiences, you gotta learn a lot. You gotta learn a lot, and again, that all contributes to that sense of social awareness. You gotta be aware. So for those that I'm very aware. Like for those that I see I know I'm already aware of how I carry myself. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink alcohol. Like there's just certain things I just don't necessarily do, or I used to do, and I just discontinue for valid reasons, obviously. Now, if I do, I'm not a very judgmental individual. I'm not really very judgmental, but there's just certain things I just won't partake in. Literally yesterday, I was getting a haircut, and there happened to be some homies that I grew up with, and one of them offered me to chief, and that's just something that I just don't do. And people, I think, if you know me well enough, it gets to the point where even my homies don't even bother asking me because they just know better. Not in the sense of me thinking myself at a higher level, but they just know better. Like, okay, this guy kind of carries himself a different way. Let me, not ask him. And that's the sort of thing I will want you guys to eventually adopt, that sort of mentality. Hey, I don't carry myself a certain way. I don't really, you know, I want to engage in this because of so and so and so. You know what I'm saying? This, that. You know, this, that, and the third. Whatever the case may be. But again, it just all relies to just overall social awareness and understanding that in your peer circle, these are individuals that you want to incorporate in your life just because you want to continue to further elevate. That matters. That matters as a man. I know a lot of people want to say, you know, as a man, you should do things on your own and be independent, which in a sense that is true. You do want to be able to handle things on your own and do want to be able to help navigate and kind of just improvise and figure things out. You want to solve things on your own. I totally understand. I'm a man like that too. But at the same time too, you want to have a good circle. You do. As a man, you should have a good circle. You should have a good circle. Not every man is equipped in everything. You know, I know in my personal friend group, I know I'm not the smartest. I know that. That's what I'm well aware. They don't make it evident. Like, they don't tell me like, hey, you know, like, you're not the, you know, but like, just by the way that they carry themselves and the decisions that they make, they're very decisive and how they speak and, you know, just how they conduct themselves. I could just already tell, like, I'm just not the smartest in the group, which is fine. But I know there's other characteristics, like, I'm very enthusiastic. I'm a very social guy. I'm approachable. Like, there are certain traits that they would want to, you know, either develop, and I can help them in those areas as well. You know, so you want to be in a group where iron sharpens iron, and obviously you want to be able to disperse information to where, hey, they can be enlightened. Same vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So guys, always, you know what I'm saying? Always be aware and be cautious of who's in your inner circle. You feel me? It's your boy.